What is up? It is another episode of Dynasty Pylon here on the senior lunch hour, as our producer Tank would say.
Senior dinner hour. Senior dinner hour.
Yeah, the senior dinner. Yeah, man. It's been a wacky week for both of us, especially with school going back in, and yeah, dude, I had biology, and I'm like, I have lots of freaking homework. I can't. But it's a good thing we're in the off season fantasy wise.
What's up, Anthony? What's up?
Hey, man. So, dude, we're hitting into conference championship. What a weekend! I know we're like super late talking about it, but I know we didn't really get to talk about it. But
crazy.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that maybe the Bengals somehow pull it off, but the likelihood of that happening, we don't know.
Hey, everyone seems. I mean, I know it was in Cincinnati, but the Bengals did just beat like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. They beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, but again, complications with injuries and whatnot, availability at the time too. I don't know. Maybe it's a different strategy coming in. I don't know.
That is true. I do think that was the COVID week that Kelsey was out, huh?
So it changes things. It really does.
Yeah.
But I mean, do I think they could pull it off? Yeah, potentially. And on the other side, we have 49ers and Rams. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I know Anthony's probably excited for the 49ers. At this point, it's like might as well. But I'm still kind of thinking Rams here.
Well, it's hard to beat somebody 3 times, so.
But I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. I can't say that because I didn't think that they were going to beat Green Bay in Green Bay.
Well, they were like a minute away from not even making the playoffs. And then they came back against the Rams in the last week of the season.
Yeah. So
and then they beat the Cowboys, which I called. I did not see them beating the Packers either. That was nuts.
Yeah. So I don't know. At this point, it's like, well, we'll see what happens because I'm excited to see what happens. I know, out of these next 4 teams, I know we're doing like a little DraftKings thing. I think Anthony joined last time. I think he got second or something like that, maybe third, but it wasn't bad. I ended up winning it. So link is down below if you're watching this later. But I mean, yeah. Hopefully this time I have it to winner takes all. So
Anthony,
what up, Martin? And nah, you're good. You're good, man. Yeah. It was fun. It was fun, just kind of like picking that. I mean, if you haven't done the any type of drafts like out of FanDuel or anything, it's pretty fun. I don't know if FanDuel does flash drafts. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I don't know if FanDuel does
that's what you were doing Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And you do like each quarter of the game, you pick players.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty fun.
I was doing that. I was drafting each quarter. It was pretty fun because I had Katie doing it. Shout out to her. So
yeah.
I bet $1 on that one, and I think we ended up winning like $2 or something like that. Out of 1,000, was it
like 1,400 people?
Was it? Did I say that? It was at 14?
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't remember what the number was, but it was a lot. And then every single time Josh Allen would connect with Gabriel Davis,
right?
It was just like massive points, and that's what hit me. And I had that on pretty much all my lineups, so it was pretty awesome. Very, very fun game to watch, and yeah. So hopefully next year we get a little bit more.
That last 2 minutes in overtime is still freaking nuts.
Oh God, it was. That whole place was crazy. We were yelling. The other side of the bar was yelling. But it was definitely something I did not expect. In final overtime, it was 42-36. I mean, Bills' defense did not do what they needed to do, so that's kind of on them. Say what you want about the overtime, I still think that Bills' defense could have probably performed a little bit better. But hey, it is what it is. So
I think the funniest meme I saw after that game was NFL cancels rest of playoffs, changing Bills Chiefs to best of 7. Kansas City leads 1-0.
yeah, it was.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh, that's hilarious.
that's pretty funny. But yeah, so they're moving on. They're playing the Bengals. How do you feel about this game?
I think it's going to be another exciting, almost. I think it has the potential to be another shootout type game like we saw with the Bills.
I think so.
I do. I think the Chiefs' defense did not look good this past week, and I think the Bengals' offense is good.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have
they
a
can
lot of
keep
weapons.
up with. Yeah, they can
and
keep
they're
up with the
healthy too.
Chiefs.
So
As long as they can protect Burrow, that 9 sacks
that's
last week was not good.
Yeah, not good at all. Especially with Tennessee. But Tennessee's not that bad either. They're like more the middle of the pack. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Definitely, they're probably going to rely on Chad Jones a lot. So if he's healthy and still alive, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure, Chiefs defenses, they're going to have to step it up. So I think that I do see them winning, potentially by like 2 touchdowns, the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but then, I mean, Burrow and Higgins and, Chase, even, Mixon decide they should play this year. I think they have a good chance, but it's their defense that I'm a little bit worried about.
They are favored by a touchdown.
Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see that happening.
But technically, that's just 4 points because the home team gets an automatic 3-point boost. So,
really,
mm-hmm.
Oh, see,
home field advantage. So if you ever see like an even game or like a away team has like an advantage, that means they have a much better advantage because you got to get that extra 3 points to the home team
on the over unders, right? Or
yeah.
I'm sorry, on the
over under.
Yeah, so I didn't notice that. I didn't know that either. So thank you for letting us know.
No problem.
So besides that game, so we're both picking Chiefs. The more interesting one is Rams and Niners, and I do believe you're picking the Rams on this one.
Yes.
Okay.
I want Rams Chiefs, and I know Goff was the quarterback when they played that one game, but I think a rematch between those two teams would be nuts. Remember 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Or 3 years ago, I think it was the year they made the Rams made the Super Bowl. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was that like Monday night game. That was just like almost as nuts as the Bills game last week.
Yeah. So, with Stafford, I really hope. I like Stafford. I do
too.
I really hope that he gets it. I'm hoping that he pulls through. I mean, the Rams made a lot of moves in the offseason and during season.
Yeah.
So so far everything they've done has worked out. But then is this Rams being the Rams? Because we've known in the past it
better work out because they got draft picks.
Well, I know, and that's what I was getting at. That they just trade away their first rounders.
Yeah, they traded the first for Stafford, and I believe they got rid of their second and third for Von Miller.
It was a lot. I
don't know if they'd have a draft pick until 4th or 5th round.
I'm not sure. I could probably look that up though. But as from what I know, let me just pull it up right now. So draft. I don't even know who or what they've had it from. Who they traded to? Detroit. Should be easy. So pick on Detroit. The Rams have a 3rd rounder. That's their first one.
So they do have. Oh, the 3rd must be for next year.
No, it's this year.
No, I meant like. I think they traded a 2nd for the 2022 draft, and then a 3rd in the 2023 draft for Von Miller.
Okay, all right.
But I know they gave up at least 2 picks for him.
That makes sense. But yeah, they have a 3rd from this year, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, or 2, 3, 3 6ths, and 2 7s.
Oh, they got 3-6. They're good then. They'll just get 3 Tom Brady's.
They have 3-6. And they're pretty close to each other. The 211, 212, and 214. So basically all within the same range. So in the past, they might have traded for these like maybe a couple years ago, and now like they're declared as theirs. The one that's from they traded from this recent year was the 7th from Miami, and so they have the 2 7s there. So it's interesting to see that they still have more than 7 picks, regardless of how much they've been doing in the past seasons.
Yeah,
but I think you go in with 7.
Most of them are in the 6th and the 7th. Not
Yeah.
going to be getting. I mean, I'm not saying you can't get good talent from those spots.
Hey, look at Elijah Mitchell. We didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, Tom Brady obviously is the biggest example, but
well, I'm talking about recent, draft. I mean, obviously, we all know that Tom Brady is obviously the best out of where he came out of. We know
6th round, yeah.
I'm going off of like recent, like 6 rounders. Elijah Mitchell comes to mind. For those who didn't know that, so. But I'm pretty sure Anthony knew that because
I'm sure he did. I was still a shock for both of us when they were like, Elijah Mitchell. We were like, what?
Yeah. You know what, though?
Trey Sermon? No.
They got who they got. Trey Sermon, obviously. Man, I don't know. Like, in Dynasty, do you give up on Trey Sermon?
I don't think you give up on him yet.
Do you hold him?
Too early.
I think so, too.
I think you hold him.
I don't think he'll be a starter from what it looks like, because they would have rolled with him.
Yeah, but there's always potential he gets traded. Maybe goes to a place that'll actually play him. Like the dude has
a possibility. Talent. It's a possibility.
I definitely wouldn't be just dropping him for sure.
No, I wouldn't for sure. It's one of those things where you kind of hope to hit maybe. Mm-hmm. But speaking of free agency, I mean NFL. This year is I don't think it's very deep, man. I don't think it's they're either old or
wide receiver. I think it's gonna be wide receiver all the way around. Apparently, draft, the free agents.
Well, when it comes to free, like I would think Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin,
and then Devontae Adams.
Let me check this out.
Because Packers can't afford to keep Adams. They're like $50 million over the cap.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be wanting to be there anyways.
And I don't think he's gonna want to be there anyway.
That's what I just said. But yeah.
No, I was just agreeing with you. So yes, I agree. He doesn't want to be there anyway.
You said it literally after I did. I'm like, yeah, that's what I said.
Here. I don't know. Very echoey studio today.
So, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Devontae Adams, Will Fuller, nothing exciting. Jamison Crowder, nothing exciting. T.Y. Hilton, but these Will Fuller, Crowder, Hilton guys are still like valuable and like depth, but they're not like I need this guy on my team because I would see Chris Godwin is probably the biggest one here. Considering if Tom Brady does retire, because I guess the rumors is he's strongly considering it, where in the past he said, oh, I'm good till 45 or whatever. So
45.
It's interesting. And he's coming up on 26 years of age. Right? As of now, he's 25. So he's still young.
How crazy would it be one off season to lose Roethlisberger, Brady, and Rodgers? Gone.
I still think Rodgers plays another season.
I do too, but from what I heard, he's up there with Brady, where he's had hints where he's contemplating retiring.
Yeah, but I mean,
which is weird because at his age, that's normally when you start thinking about people retiring. But now because you got Tom Brady and like Drew Brees, you're like, 39, he's still got 5 more years.
Yeah. But you know what I find most interesting, if the Jimmy Garoppolo experience there, if they decide to trade him off or something, because doesn't he have like 1 year left?
He does actually. I thought his contract was done, but he actually has 1 year left at like $25.6 million.
Yeah, so that's kind of expensive, bro.
And with each win, is Garoppolo's like value just skyrocketing.
Yeah, I
Like, look, when I'm healthy, look what I can do.
And I forgot who mentioned this, and I think it was Tank who brought it up. Or no, I think it was Brian making the joke, or you. I don't know. I can't remember. It was one of you guys. Said it was the joke of, could I see Jimmy G in Atlanta? And I didn't like that. And I think it was I can't even remember. Yeah, for all I know, it could have been on our show and it could have been Anthony. But we were joking about that. I'm like, I do see a trade happening because of Shanahan liking Matt Ryan. And I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting what they can do. If Jimmy G decides to leave, obviously Big Ben's gone. You see Aaron Rodgers potentially could go there. I mean, there's still Russell Wilson that's not really trending that much. I mean, but here's like noticeable, like, you guys still have Ryan Fitzpatrick, right? As a year too?
No, he only signed a 1-year deal.
Okay. What do you see about him?
I think we're letting him go. I don't think we're keeping him.
And signing what? Andy Dalton?
I'm
Newton?
hearing possibly taking one of the 3 in the draft.
There you go. Was it Anthony? It was Anthony.
It was, yeah. He just said that was me.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
So what I'm hearing on the Washington front, apparently, I don't know how I feel about this. But even if you go to like the Vegas betting odds, the number 1 spot for him to land is us, but that's Russell Wilson.
I don't see that, man.
And apparently, in the last couple of press conferences, both the GM and Ron Rivera said they're going to swing big at the QB position this offseason. So I'm like,
now that could be in the draft, or that could be in free agents, right?
But I saw another article on ESPN that said the top 3 were Derek Carr, Wilson, and then I can't remember who the third one was. But I was like, why on earth did we ever bring him in? No, I can't remember who it was.
Who cares? Because why would you bring him in anyways?
I mean, I would take Derek Carr. I think he's a solid QB.
I think he's good. People underestimate him, and I think it's just because of he's on the Raiders and nobody freaking likes him for some reason. So this question here, so how can you trade the guy who got you to the NFC champ? Let Jimmy G stay and let Lance learn 1 more year. Money. I think they're gonna be broke at some point. I think they're gonna have to roll with it. He's gonna be expensive. But yeah, I agree. Why would they? Considering of everything in him and his horseshoes of bag of horseshoes that he's so lucky, but he's gonna be expensive. So I don't know. I really don't think that he's going to stay. Maybe they go with Trey Lance. I don't know, but we'll see. And he also says no QB wants with Leno as his old line. Leno ruined Fitzpatrick's season.
Hey, Fitzpatrick ruined his own season. He came out afterwards and said that his hip issue actually came from going to a water park like 20 times during the summer with his kids. Apparently, he hit his hip on a water slide, and that is where the majority of his hip issues came from. And Leno played really well down the stretch. That's why
That's why he was just having too much fun then.
I guess.
And same reason why you don't want him in Atlanta. Oh, dude, I don't exactly. Matt Ryan's not cheap either, though.
No.
So I don't think it's gonna hurt us regardless if you trade him. Both these guys are coming out expensive. I think Matt Ryan's more expensive though. So.
Well, let me ask you a question about Jimmy G real quick, though. But I've been reading a lot about him, and they're saying that he is, to the T, a system quarterback. And the only team right now that runs a system that fits Jimmy G is the 49ers.
I mean, if it's been working, I just, and what did you say that his bonus was like 47,000 or something like that? It's gonna come down to money, dude.
Well, it is.
I don't know.
Here's the thing with the 49ers. If you're in the 49ers position and you have this really solid team and you have a quarterback who's on his rookie contract still, you can afford to keep a lot of these players intact and bring in some other players. With Jimmy G on the team, you can't do that because he's commanding so much of the cap.
Right. It's kind of like if they win this year, they could potentially get rid of him because they've won the championship. And I think that it's a very interesting situation for them. And I can't I don't know. I see him staying. I see him leaving.
Anthony right here.
Can't go ahead.
He says he can't throw on the move, and he relies so much on play action, and he can't throw outside the numbers and downfield. Yeah, it sounds like a great quarterback to me.
But when he plays, it's like they win. I don't understand that either.
Oh, he has another point too. Look, have you ever seen Jimmy G throw a back shoulder fade with one-on-one coverage? I don't think I have.
No.
They run the ball, they do the play action, and they throw to freaking like the middle of the field. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 49ers right there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't see it.
Right there.
What's up?
It says right there, he'll eat up the area behind the linebackers.
Yep.
That's where he goes, right there in that little, like 10 yards or so down the field.
And he relies on he does. And it's crazy. He has two good receivers that
and a tight end
that can eat up them. Easy get those yards. It's very interesting seeing how those weapons can do that for him. I don't know. But what about Trey Lance? You think he's ready? You think maybe another year, probably?
I think another year would do him wonders.
And then you think you would be okay with him, or are we just gonna kind of forget about him? And then, oh yeah, there's Trey Lance. He's good, but he hasn't played.
But here's the thing: if you keep Jimmy G one more year, then you're just gonna lose him. He's gone, free agency.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
Whereas if at least this year you and they need draft picks because they mortgaged the farm to get Lance.
Right.
They could probably easily turn around, especially with. Now I know he isn't putting up crazy numbers in the postseason, and he was almost the reason they lost the Cowboys when the Cowboys came back, and he did not look great against the Packers. But I mean, he win when he's in the lineup. He seems to win important games, and I think that in itself is something that like makes someone attractive.
Right. None of these guys play fantasy. They don't care. They just want the wins. I mean,
at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning.
You can't blame them. But here's what they have as draft picks, though. They have 8 draft picks. Okay. They have a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. The first they lost, I think, was from last year's trade in the offseason with the whole Eagles thing and whatnot, getting Trey Lance. I think that's where they traded that first.
I thought it was Miami.
One of them. It was one of them.
Yeah,
because it happened the same day within an hour.
Yeah, they gave up 3 firsts to get to that spot.
Yeah, and they got their dude Trey Lance. So they have a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and here's what's interesting. They have 3 7th rounders. I mean, it's not great, but at the same time, you could find yourself a gem in there. And
or you can use those to trade up. Be like, hey, here's 3 7ths.
Yeah, get like a fourth maybe, or
a fourth.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. So that's the 49ers in a nutshell. 49ers show, everybody. Anthony's here with us.
Yeah, I know. Got so many more.
What's he say?
Said it works for us, but imagine how our offense could be opened up if he had the arm talent.
Easy.
Yep. And I think that's where Trey Lance comes in, because when you see Trey Lance out there, he's not afraid to sling the ball.
No.
Great leader and stays calm, collected, and works, but absolutely needs a good defense. That is true.
Yeah. So
But he's not hating. He's not hating.
So, look, and then so I don't know. We're going to talk about QBs. We're going to get into this later on in the season, but as of now, so Big Ben's obviously gone.
Yep, Big Ben's gone. He announced.
There's not really anything great, but you do have Mitchell Trubisky, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater. They're still in there. It's not bad. I mean, it's not great starters. I mean, I don't know how much you rely on Andy Dalton either, but
is Marcus Mariota's arm done or something? Because whenever he was on the field in Las Vegas, it was a run play.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the Raiders were doing this season. Raiders.
He was out there quite a bit, but it was like every time he got, I'm like, it's a run.
Look, Raiders were just doing Raiders things, man. I don't know. I can't explain. It's like when we were watching the freaking. I don't know what it was. It was the Bucks game, I think. It was the Buccaneers game, and I knew that the Rams were going to win. I had a feeling it was going to be a close game, but I had a feeling that the Rams were going to win. And then someone had asked me, why did he do this, and that? And I was like, dude, I don't know. I'm watching the same thing you are, bro. Like, don't ask me something stupid because I'm watching stupid with you. And that's how I felt about the Raiders. They started from the draft last season, and I'm like, well, what's going on? I'm like, why are you getting Leatherwood when you have Slayton's or Slater or whatever? Slater. God, what's the lineman that was just sitting there and they wanted to go line? Start with the Slayton,
the guy that for the Chargers, who's like all pro.
Yeah, he was sitting there. Yeah. Look, go ahead, get Leatherwood.
I know we were like Leatherwood, and then 2 years ago's drafts, well, their first 2 first-round picks aren't even on the team anymore.
And their corner, by the way.
That's what I said. They're 2 first-round picks.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 2 receivers.
Ruggs, and Arnett. There's a reason why Mike Mayock got fired.
Yeah, and it's they're in shambles right now. I don't know. Hopefully, with these moves recently, the Raiders can unscrew themselves out of this thing that they're doing. Because after all the speed, what
they always go for like the speedy guys.
Yeah, but the people that are there who went for these particular players are no longer there.
Huh?
So if you notice that the Raiders did change their image after all this was happening. So I'm hoping that they could keep it and maybe build off of it and grow and maybe have a stronger team, because I always like competition. I see that, Jaguars might be on a 5-year plan. We are now starting to see the Lions lose by field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Not getting blown out anymore. And to your waiter that handled you guys, he's still giving out wins, but
they're harder earned.
They're hard, yes, very much so. So we see this happening. Here's one guy I really hope I see, and hopefully somebody trades for him. And everyone forgot about Mike White. If Mike White can go somewhere, just get
Mike
traded.
effing White,
dude. Hey, when he played those weeks, man, he was doing great. So hopefully someone can pick him up and just trade a draft pick for him. I don't know, because obviously QBs is gonna be really, really quite the struggle. But anyways, that's not why we're here today.
No.
But we can go further down that rabbit hole if we want. But this is where we'll probably end up losing most of our viewers. But it's all right. It is an IDP show. So we talked a little bit of offense and whatnot, but we do that. But today we're talking about 2 rookie linebackers. We're just about to end the defensive portions of our rookie prospects. We have one more linebacker to go next week, but we're also going to start jumping into the tight ends. And then we'll do receivers, running backs, and then we'll go with QBs again. And that one could potentially be a 2-parter, just because there's a lot of movement from the QBs. So Let's get into our first linebacker, and that is Chad Harris. Did you want to kind of talk about him, or Christian Harris? Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
I mixed the names.
Wait. Yeah, I was like, wait
it's
a minute.
Chad Muma and Christian Harris, where I mixed their first names.
I was like, wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, my bad.
You're good. You're good.
So, this guy is coming out of
Bama.
Yeah. So he's pretty good. But we'll. So we'll watch him do that. So while we talk and watch what he does here, let me get rid of this DraftKings thing out of the way. But yeah, so he's not going to be as good as our other two linebacker prospect. That was a good shove right there.
Yeah, the overall rankings on CBS, these guys are way down there.
Yeah. Supposedly he's going to go to Washington, from what the prediction here. 42nd, so he's probably going to be in the mid-second round. Yeah. This guy's 6'2", 232.
Makes sense. We love our Bama players. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to... Yeah, but he's a decent linebacker. I see things getting done for him. I don't see any negative things about him at all right now. So, now I'm mashing the plays. Jesus. Yeah. Look, this is probably be the once that I do it. Okay, I'm not Mr. Travis Henry over there.
That's right, man. Ultimate offensive player right there.
Travis Henry. But you can't blame me though. They both start with C's.
Yeah, Christian. Oh look, that's the play that Fields died on.
It was. It really was.
That was Harris. Who knew?
Oh man, right there. He came in. He had a rib injury. Came back next week and still played. That's why I think I like Justin Fields. Dude's a fighter, especially getting hit from 6'2", 230. This guy looks a lot better than what they're saying he is.
This dude has freaking.
Could you see this guy go in the first round?
From what I'm seeing, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it happened last year. We thought JOK was going to be first rounder, but turns out he was like a second rounder. So, hey.
It's crazy, though. He's ranked 76 out of all the prospects.
Nah, man. I think he was clean. Looked clean to me.
Do you hear me, though? 76.
76 what?
The 76th ranked prospect heading to the draft.
Oh, okay. Senior Bowl? No, not yet.
No, he's only a junior.
Yeah. So, but he's entering the draft. So,
yeah.
Are any of our guys today in our Senior Bowl? Do you know? I know you're more on the Senior Bowl than I am, like at least statistically wise. I'm not.
No, because they're both juniors.
That's right.
So no, neither one.
Well, no.
Man, this guy was from Baton Rouge,
Chad
Louisiana.
Muma? He's a senior.
No, mine says he's a junior.
Interesting. All right, we'll see what the stats I got then.
I got 5 years.
For Chad?
Yeah, I got 4 years, but
I have 4, yeah.
Yeah, but he says junior. But back to Christian Harris. This guy's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he went to Bama. That's crazy.
Not that far, though. So it would make sense, though. But I mean, he's got speed, man.
That's what I was seeing. Like, he closes in. Like, look at that.
He's got speed. He can hit. He can cover. I think he's going to be all around. I'm kind of liking this guy.
All right, I'll take it in a second. He's no Dean, but
yeah. But other than that, though, seeing these new prospects coming in next week, we'll see some of these guys come in as tight ends. So now that we've been learning, some of these defensive guys, these top guys, we'll see some of these guys that hit. We'll match them up. especially when it comes to the running backs. I know we're going to probably compare the running backs to the linebackers a lot. That should be a fun class. These running backs coming in are big, really big.
Yeah, there's the one guy. What, Texas A&M Spiller? It's like 6'3".
CJ Spiller, yeah.
Not CJ. That was from
Or my bad.
Clemson.
Isaiah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my bad. Whatever. I'm mashing players up today.
The running back coach from Clemson. He's making a comeback.
All right. Look, hey. Yeah. I'm mashing up players today. That's what Tink said. And why would I show Fields getting killed? I hate Chicago that much. No, man. I love Fields. No.
We're showing off his toughness, man. He came back and played.
Here you go. Thanks, Mark. You have your moments. No, man, I love Fields. I wouldn't have drafted him first round overall draft pick on my rookie draft last season. So that's saying something right there, bro. So yeah, that's a little bit of Chad Harris. I see speed, I see talent, I see coverage, I see everything that I want in a linebacker. Only played 3 years. So I don't know if my numbers are any accurate to your numbers, but seems like he played a full season almost, just about. I can't imagine
showing some not being injury prone there, so that's good.
Yeah, so that's good. I think maybe freshman year he probably didn't start. Sophomore year he probably competed for something, and then it looks like he played just about every game junior year. So total of 124 tackles, 96 assists, 220 total tackles. That is 3 years that being there, so that's pretty freaking good. And 11.5 tackles for loss, and 5 of them were sacks. So that's impressive to me, man. Now, when we're talking about, like, I'm seeing these coverage, I was kind of hoping a little bit more interceptions, but I don't see that. So what this tells me is he definitely knows what he's doing. He's not going for the flashy play, as I saw. I like what I see. He definitely wraps up. He goes after the ball. He does his job, but he doesn't go anything extra. And maybe because he's a low risk type player. You know what I mean?
You know what stat I wish they had on here? Like missed tackles.
Oh, that would be great.
So you could kind of compare, like, oh, how many is he missing to how many does he actually?
I would love that too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, not bad. I mean, he does have 6 pass deflections, 3 of them as of last season. So he probably had a goal. I'm going to get more than 1 pass deflection this season. He got 2. And now I'm going to get more than 2, and then he got 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, so yeah. And 2 forced fumbles last season. So, hopefully if he learns a thing or two how to punch the ball out, I think he's going to be a really good linebacker. I can see him
coached by Leonard.
Yeah,
definitely. No one punches the ball out like that, dude.
Definitely. Yeah. And if he ends up in Washington, you know, I think he's going to start midway through the season, probably, if not right away.
Well, I was going to say, if not earlier, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like what you said. You guys like your Alabama guys.
We do like our Alabama guys.
So, but not a third rounder. So let's find out who that third rounder is.
Yeah.
And because apparently you guys pop off on the third rounders. So yeah. So our next guy out of Wyoming, 6'3", 242. So almost 250 there.
Yep, 6'3", 242.
Yeah. So interesting to see that. Pretty big wow, I almost said it again. Damn it. Chad Muma, everybody. Cannot say. I don't know why I want to say Christian Muma right now. He's projected to go to Buffalo.
Probably because you said Chad Harris earlier.
Yeah, probably. And now that's all I want to say. But
from Wyoming. That's awesome.
So
Josh Allen connection there.
Josh Allen did come from there. Yeah. So let's show him here. Let me get it real quick. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm having troubles. My bad.
Not troubles. Let me put the technical difficulty thing up. No, I'm just kidding.
I am having technical difficulties. I don't know why it's not playing right now. Blowing it up. There it is. There it is. Come on. Come on. I have 2 tabs open for this guy, and I keep clicking on the wrong one. That's why.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm just gonna click on this one, see what it does. Chad Harris, Chad Muma. Interesting names that these guys are. All right. There we go. Let's get there. There we go. All right.
Pick 6.
Looks like it. Nope, that was a sack from the get-go. That was a pick 6 right there.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought that was ASU. Where's he at? Please lay him out. Oh, I was hoping he would crack that guy.
Right.
Dude. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Not
Look at
bad.
that. I'm kind of liking this guy.
Is this Florida? There's no way.
No, that's Boise State. Boise State.
Does this guy say Watt to you?
A little bit.
This guy's just
all over the place.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's not. I don't know about all. Well, yeah, maybe got a couple interceptions. Dude, I don't know, man. I kind of like this guy.
He kind of screams Watt.
There's another one.
If the Watts could like play in coverage, because he seems like he can play in coverage. Oh, look at him! Forced fumble.
He was the second guy right there, right? Yep. So he got the forced fumble. Yep. Dude, this guy. He wasn't even in our list. He wasn't part of our list until recently, and I think I texted you today that I just kind of changed up. I see now why the rankings changed.
Else.
We had Smith, which we'll probably unleash.
Yeah,
next
Brandon
week,
Smith, Penn State.
Right. I like that.
Next, Micah Parsons. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know,
but cool. Why not?
Are you talking about Chad Muma?
No, I was talking about Brandon Smith.
Oh, because Chad Muma, I'm impressed with what I just saw right now. All right, so this is Chad's stats right here. 4 years. You have 5, but I have
it's 4. I have 4.
You think they redshirted him or whatever the hell you were explaining last week?
Yeah, I think because if you look at his freshman year, he only played in 2 games.
Yeah.
I think he got hurt.
Okay.
So he did his freshman year twice.
Okay. So it should count as a sophomore year. So total tackles 266. That sounds a lot like Christian Harris. So we'll compare them. Actually, got more.
A little bit.
We'll put them both up right now. But I like what I saw to both these guys. Both I think Christian Harris is a little bit more all around. Chad Muma definitely is a headhunter.
I feel like we saw all of his sacks in that video.
Let's see. Yeah, pretty much 5 sacks, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble. 2 forced fumble recoveries, and forced fumble, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, it really was in that video. Holy crap! Here's the comparison to the two. He's got him by a couple of by 40 total tackles. Assists is what I like here. That means he's like right there. He's honed in. He's keyed in. I'm almost looking at Chad Muma over Christian Harris here.
Well, Chad Muma is 69 ranked prospect, so
okay,
he's a little higher.
But he's also predicted to go to Buffalo.
Oh, how funny! We were just talking about the Josh Allen connection.
If he goes to Buffalo,
God, you put him with Edmonds? And Milano.
Nasty stuff right there.
Nasty. They're already the number 1 defense. Yikes.
Yeah, and then give them another good solid linebacker. Yeah, they're definitely gonna be something you don't want to be running back against these guys. But yeah, no, both of these guys really good. From what I see, who would you draft over Who would you pick? Considering both of what you saw.
I think it depends on need. Like if we're talking for Washington, I think I'm leaning towards Harris, just because Harris plays more of a middle linebacker, and that's kind of what we need.
Okay.
Whereas it looked like
Muma.
Mumba
M-U-M-A.
Mumba was more of a edge, like left outside, right outside linebacker.
Kind of like that TJ Watt, Micah Parsons type role.
A little bit, but I don't think he rushes as much. I think it's more like a Micah Parsons.
Kind of like
Micah
a little bit of both.
Because a little bit of both. Because Micah Parsons can also play coverage and, doesn't just rush every play.
Right. I don't know. I like Muma. But if I were to draft one, I think I would take Harris over Muma just because I like the all-aroundness, and you can always improve certain things or make certain key plays, because it seems like Muma was good at the pass rush. Very, very good at that. So from what I'm seeing, and he's got hands, so coverage I'm not worried about.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
and Harris just seemed to have that speed.
Yeah, real quick. Both these guys actually had speed,
Yeah.
but I think Harris definitely. I think I would pick Harris over Muma. But I would not be mad if Muma was still there, and if Harris got picked up. So, yeah, definitely interesting to see both those guys. Again, I like them both. I have no issues with both these linebackers. So, real quick for the four viewers, we're doing a DraftKings. Link is below if you want to join us and just do a quick weekly draft in the conference championship. You can. It's only $1 to sign up if you have DraftKings. Draft your team and see who wins. It's winner take all. I think as of now, the winner is taking $18. So that's just from what I see. And I think there's only like 5 of us in as now currently. So hopefully more will throughout the week, and then we'll put it up on Sunday. I don't know. I know Sunday will be a little bit too late. No, that'd be it. All right, Sunday, they're playing Sunday, or we have both Saturday, Sunday game?
No, they're
Sunday.
both Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday. So, yeah, we could probably announce
Bengals
this again.
Chiefs will be the first game, and then the Rams 49ers are the later game.
Right. 1 o'clock and 4:30.
I think so.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here in Arizona. So, yeah, hopefully some really interesting games. I saw a couple of IDP prospects. So, yeah. Anything else do you have? Who do you see losing or advancing?
I think it's gonna be Rams Chiefs.
Rams Chiefs. Okay. I think so too. But if the Chiefs lose, good God, that would be very surprising. And I mean, they, like you said, they beat them last time, and I don't know. So, anyways, I had a little surprise here for us. You've already seen this, but we just gave out the toilet bowl, and I know some of us were watching it. We're wishing to see the toilet bowl. I have the video of it, but here it is. There's a lot more on it, but I'll probably show up pictures later. It's just a real quick video, not too fancy. So that thing's about what, 3 feet tall,
at least, yeah,
3 feet wide. Yeah, not something you want in your living room, but yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much it. I got nothing else, man. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Yeah, that it for you? Got nothing else?
Yeah, good.
All right then, man.
All right.
Good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. Thanks for watching this Dynasty Pylon show. We will be back on Sunday, breaking down with the rest of the Nerd Huddle guys, and we'll be talking about the conference championship game. And I don't think there's any spike back, so we should all be pretty much sober that day. So that's always good. So other than that, though, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living.